Yo, what's up with y'all, man? I hope you're doing good. If you're new and you're a fan of the NBA, subscribe to this channel. So let's get straight into it.
It's like it's Minute Maid, hijack 4, renegade, 24, number 8, Kobe shit fade away, ballin' since 11th grade, still in school, let them hate.
So far, I think we can all agree that the 2019 NBA draft class has been kinda iffy. So to kick off the year, no rookie other than Tyler Herro, and maybe Eric Paschal from the NBA draft has put up any real jaw-dropping performance. In fact, a lot of these rookies have been pretty much doing the opposite almost the entire season. And rather than having fans' jaws drop, they've been actually having them clench because of their consistent piss-poor play. But hey, they're rookies and this should be expected. I think the issue is that we just been spoiled these last 2 years. The 2017 draft was straight heat and the flames just got even bigger in the 2018 NBA draft. And as we all know, all-time greats were produced through them. And now we are here. We've been at our lowest points over the last few years. And a lot of people are starting to question how certain teams draft. Whether or not such and such should have been drafted where they were some players misplaced. Are we already seeing the mistakes made by GMs, and if so, what are they? Well, you're about to find all of that out if you watch the entire video. But of course, before that, quick word from today's sponsor, SeatGeek. The jig is up. I know you know about SeatGeek, you got caught. It's real tragic that you haven't taken advantage of this easy to navigate ticket buying app. So when you go to your very first game of 2020, make sure you download this app, SeatGeek. Links will be down below in the description. And also, when you make your very first purchase, go ahead and use code Mojo99 for 20 bucks off of your very first purchase. You already know what to do. I ain't gotta say more, I ain't gotta say less. Let's go. This draft class got its hype completely sucked out of existence with the disappearance of Zion Williamson, aka one of the most hyped prospects in recent history, and since he's been gone, the 2019 class just seems so and I think we can all agree it just doesn't hit the same without him. Instead of Zion's big body self leading the charge, it's left to Ja Morant and Tyler Herro to carry the load. These two have been by far the most impressive and consistent rookies so far this season. Now honestly, I'm not too sure if Ja will be viewed as a #1 overall pick if we know what we know now about him and Zion. Even with Zion's potential long-term health issues, a city and organization like New Orleans could not and still would not pass up on Zion if they had the chance to redo their decision. So that selection doesn't change, and neither does the #2 overall pick, aka the future rookie of the year, Ja Morant. He's still a Memphis Grizz. That should be to no surprise at all. Ja's on his way to changing the inside and out of that Grizzly organization. Now where things get real intense and intriguing is when we get to that 3rd overall pick. Now look, pre-draft, if you know, then you know. Over the summer, I basically continued to spew out how much I didn't like RJ Barrett's game coming out of college because of several bad habits that were instilled in his playstyle. And the fact that he got drafted to New York, which was and still isn't best suited for him, for sure makes things even harder on him. We can tell by the way things have been panning out for them over there so far this season. The fit of the young core between Kevin, Frank, and Mitchell Robinson just seems kind of forced. And as we speak right now, I'm not too sure if the New York Knicks would have made the same decision that they made on draft night. I'm on the fence with it because of how promising this man Tyler Herro looks. Now I just want to make this clear before I continue on with this video. Just because a rookie has a better start than someone else in their career doesn't mean that they'll be the better player going on 5, 10, 15 years later. But anyways, Tyler's averages of 14, 4, and 2 with pretty good efficiency, especially from 3 in the free throw line, is pretty convincing compared to RJ's 14, 5, and 3 on piss poor efficiency. Now it's important to keep in mind that Miami is literally levels ahead of the New York Knicks in every single aspect. Tyler's transition into the league has been smooth like butter, meanwhile RJ has had more of a rough one as each day has gone by. Now there's still a great chance that RJ ends up being better than him in the future, but if I had to bet my hard-earned money on what the New York Knicks would do on draft night if they knew what we all know now about Tyler Herro and RJ Barrett, I'm betting that he leaps from pick 13 to #3 in the NBA draft. The fit is just too seamless. Tyler obviously has the guts and the confidence to carry the burden that a New York City superstar must be able to carry. And the great thing about him is that he already benefits what they already have in place. They wouldn't have to damn near kick out last year's lottery pick Kevin Knox to the curb. So with that situation taking place, that must mean that RJ Barrett becomes an Atlanta Hawk. He's not a Knick no more, so that means just about everything literally has a trickle effect and everything shifts and changes. With that being said,
Atlanta Hawks select RJ Barrett from Toronto and Duke University.
I truly believe that RJ would have a much more productive rookie year with the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks are in dire need of players who are more assertive on offense. Because I'm not gonna lie, right now it looks like the Atlanta Hawks have a bunch of Foot Locker employees surrounding around Trae Young and John Collins. Did I steal that joke from Twitter? Yes. Was it still funny? Of course. So RJ's efficiency would be much better than it already is. Thus, his rookie campaign would be one of the more respectable ones as well. So if RJ is 4, then that must mean that the second ranked small forward in this draft class goes number 5 to the Cleveland Cavaliers. And that, I mean, honestly, who knows how that turns out? Darius Garland and DeAndre Hunter are 2 completely different players, but awkwardly enough, they're putting up similar stat lines. Efficiency isn't great by neither, but they're still improving, and many think that Darius Garland would fit much better on a team like Minnesota. That is who the Wolves initially wanted to target before the draft, because their PG situation isn't the greatest, and scooping up a talent like Darius would be a step in the right direction. Put a pause to the vibe-worthy music, because I'm about to put these young boys on game right now. That's what many would initially think, but I honestly don't believe that would be the case. Although drafting Darius would not be an L, I just believe that way too many people sleep on that man PJ Washington. The 4 in Charlotte who's been making not loud but soft noise throughout the season. His consistency in Charlotte is a part of the reason why the Charlotte Hornets aren't complete cheese. He's a great fit next to Cat offensively, and also this man is NBA ready. Over the last few days, a lot of people have been speculating that Karl Anthony Towns has been unhappy in Minnesota, and to be honest, we all know that there's some truth to that, absolutely. And drafting a project like Darius Garland, who cannot help you win right now, just kills Cat's hopes and vibes of winning as soon as possible. If they didn't end up drafting PJ Washington, then they'd either A, go for the second round stud and Eric Paschal to pair up next to Karl Anthony Towns, or even better yet, bring the jelly aka Brandon Clark to Karl Anthony Towns' peanut butter. Perfect match. The defensive stud and the 3-point shooter he is, alongside Karl Anthony Towns. He's an offensive stud, we already know what he does, but he just really doesn't play defense. Perfect match. So that being said, that means that Jarrett Culver, the prospect that I damn near fell in love with back in the summer, is nothing but a memory in the past when it comes to being viewed as a top 10 potential lottery pick. That talk is deceased because of how much he's been struggling so far this year. But I still think he just ends up being a lottery pick, just towards the end of the lottery, only because of his long-term potential. These first 30-ish games of his career that he played does not determine how good he will be in the future. That has nothing to do with anything. For all we know, in 2-3 years, he could look like a completely different man out there on the court. But anyways, that man Darius Garland does for sure remain top 10 in the lottery, because of the high demand for crafty creative guards like him from teams like the Chicago Bulls. Darius Garland goes number 7, which means that man Kobe White slides back just a few spots, because I believe that A, Darius has more potential and he's also better suited for this team fit wise. Now the 8th overall pick in the NBA draft belonged to the New Orleans Pelicans, and I honestly do not think that they changed their decision on that night. They stick to that man Jackson Hayes. His potential and trajectory fits perfectly with the identity that this team is trying to aim for. Having Zion Williamson and Jackson Hayes running towards the hoop at the same time is the exact type of excitement that New Orleans needs. Now there's a chance that there's a better fit player for this team right here, like they could go for a shooter in Cameron Johnson or whatever the case may be, but literally with the identity that this team is trying to aim for, nobody fits better than Jackson Hayes. Now at the 9th pick, I believe that the Wizards won't change their mind either in drafting Rui Hachimura. He's been having a pretty steady rookie season before he got hurt, and he still has all-star potential in my mind. With the 10th pick in the NBA draft during the 2019 NBA draft, that's where the Atlanta Hawks selected Cameron Reddish. Now Cam, as we all know, or at least I hope we all know, has been having a really rough season on the offensive end, but defensively, he's been able to hold it down on that end for himself. He's been one of the best defenders. Heck, I'd say he's been a top 5 defender off the top of my head out of this draft class without a doubt. But hey, that top 5 defender out of this class title isn't enough to save him. If the Hawks knew what he would be up to this point in his NBA career right now this early, we'd most likely either draft the last pick of the NBA draft, I believe, Kevin Porter Jr., aka the walking bucket out of Cleveland, or the rookie who's out here looking like a vet in Memphis, Brandon Clark. Now, I've made multiple videos about Brandon Clark already, and all these great things that he's been doing on the basketball court hasn't been shocking to me one bit. But this one right here, KPJ has been way more efficient than I ever thought he could be this early into his career. The Hawks would definitely either lean his way or take my man Goga Badadze, the other prospect that I've been raving about for months now. Before the NBA draft, he ended up having a documented workout with the Atlanta Hawks, so that idea of him being an Atlanta Hawks jersey isn't so dead at all, because the Hawks now find themselves in dire need of a 5. Now this leads us to the last few lottery picks of the NBA draft. Teams like the Phoenix Suns, Miami Heat, and Boston Celtics get to pick and choose between guys like Matisse Thybulle, Brandon Clark, KPJ if he's still there, and Kobe White obviously. I feel like he'd be a Phoenix Sun today if we knew what we knew going into the draft. If we all knew what kind of production these rookies would be putting up to this point in the NBA way back in June, then just know that the NBA draft will be portrayed in a manner that's different from what you're used to. This is what it would have looked like through my lens. This is the end of the video though, man. I really do appreciate you for coming over here on my channel and seeing what I have to talk about today. This is my very first video of 2020, and hopefully I get to look back at this from a year from now and see all the growth and development that I made, not only as a human being but on this channel as well. And also, by the time I'm recording this video, I may have that 30 on me, man, and I ain't talking about no Curry. 30K subs, if we hit it a few days after this video, or maybe before this video starts, that'd be kind of crazy. But yeah, man, once again, make sure you go ahead and leave a like, comment, subscribe, share this video with at least 4 of your friends, and until then, I'll get right with you. Make your day great.
No way, remember back when I couldn't get a play, no home, I ain't have a place to stay, I got to work, made it serve, free the way, told my girl who'd ever thought.